Welcome back to my channel. Well, spring is in the air. Yep, it's finally here. It's on its way, it's coming, and we are flooding like there is no tomorrow. Gonna have to get out there and build that ark, because I don't know, pretty soon we're gonna have to paddle my way to the store to get supplies. Anyway, good to see you all back here today. Today I've got a fantastic, absolutely delicious recipe I'm gonna make for you. I mean, with spring in the air, it reminds me of, you know, the food courts. The food courts at the carnival. The smells are just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can't help yourself but want to dive into some of that food. And today we are gonna make, yes, I'm gonna make for you Indian fry bread tacos. Authentic Indian fry bread tacos. They're so good. I've been craving those like, oh, you cannot even believe. So let me get you down to the counter and let's put this baby together. And man, this is one that you're gonna love. Long story short, you know where it all happens? It all happens right back here. Let's go. Hold on. Don't fall. God, you guys been drinking again or what? Holy moly. All right, we're gonna be making this fry bread Indian taco. We're gonna be making this baby from scratch. Get yourself a big bowl to mix all this up in. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use 4 cups of flour. Then we're gonna use 1 teaspoon of sea salt. And then 2 tablespoons of baking powder in there. And then to our mix, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of your oil of choice. Today, I'm just using canola oils. 1, 2, 3. Now, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna mix this up. And we're gonna want the dough to still be tacky and somewhat wet. We don't want it to be, you know, like you were to make a pizza dough. We want it to be a little bit wet yet. So use 1.5 cups of water, but I'm gonna start out with 1 cup of water first. Now I'm just gonna take the spoon and stir it all up before I get my hands all messy in there, because that's a coming next. All right, well, it looks like we're gonna have to use a little bit more water. It's always better to go less than it is more. All right, you wanna get that all stirred up in there. Okay, here comes the tip. Before you start digging into there, get your hands all kind of floured up a little bit, so that way it doesn't stick to you so bad. Now it's time to get dirty. Now we're gonna stick our hands in there. We're gonna start mixing that dough up, start kneading it around, start folding it in upon itself. I'll tell you what, Indian fry bread tacos, oh, are so good. Oh, they're just delicious. I've had a major craving for them. So, okay, as you can see here on the dough, now I've added 1.5 cups of water, and you can see it's still a little bit tacky, and that's okay. That's exactly the way you want it. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna make a ball out of it and drop it in your bowl. I gotta wash my hands. They seem to have something on them. Okay, be right back. Okay, with the magic of water, my hands are clean. Ta-da! All right, after you mix up your mixture, what you want to do is go ahead and cover it and put that someplace warm, and we're going to let that sit for about 2 hours. I didn't put any yeast in there, and there's a reason for that. The reason is basically we're just making what is really truly an authentic fry bread for Indian tacos. And you know, with the magic of video, 2.5 hours will fly by probably about just this quick. And boom, just like that, our dough's all done. So let me show you our dough, and let's keep on going on this recipe, because I'm so hungry right now. Come with me. Let's go take a look. Okay, that's what our dough looks like. It's been sitting for 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it's not gonna really rise up a whole lot, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Remember, we're making a traditional fried bread Indian taco, and they didn't have yeast back then. Yeast is a natural occurring thing all by itself. You don't always have to add it, and in this particular case, we're not. And over here in the frying pan, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do up our meat and our mushrooms, so that way we can add this to our Indian fry taco. And what I'm gonna use, you don't have to use this at all if you don't want to, but I'm using Beyond Meat, and I'm also using mushrooms. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna add a little bit of oil to our pan. About 3 tablespoons. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna dump our mushrooms in there. We're gonna saute those up. Now, the Beyond Meat only takes about 3 minutes to cook. It doesn't take very long, so we'll put this in last. Can you hear that sizzle? Can you see that over there? Oh, that look good. Mushrooms, they just smell awesome. This is such a simple recipe. I mean, really super simple. I also have refried beans that I'm going to add onto my Indian fry bread taco. I'll leave a link up top for that recipe for the refried beans. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pour some meat in here. You know what? I'm probably just going to do it all. What the heck? You always got somebody that'll enjoy your cooking. So let that cook up. You know, make sure you stir it around. You want to get all that goodness in there. And then on top of that, what you want to mix in, take whatever taco seasoning you want to mix. If you want to make up your own, that's fine. Right now, I'm just going to use some from the store. And I'm going to use probably 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning. So we're just going to let that cook up. All right, over here, we got our dough. Make sure you got a little flour on hand, and you're gonna need one of these. Now, most of you guys out there that are watching this, y'all are familiar with one of these. Ladies, you also know how to use these. You might need to show your man how to use them. So we're gonna use this rolling pin. Take your flour, get it on your hands so this dough doesn't stick to you all over the place. And you just wanna take it and kind of fold it in just a little bit. And we're gonna grab about a little bit bigger than a golf ball. Now we're gonna wanna make a little ball out of it, kind of ball it up. Now over here, my meat's already done cooking, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off there. Now I'm gonna get another pan ready. Okay, back over here. We're gonna make our fry bread out of this dough. So you wanna grab it, make yourself little balls, a little bit bigger than golf balls, set them aside, and just keep going till you run out of dough. That's the American way, right? So we got all of our little balls of dough right here. Now over here in the pan that I'm heating up right now, I'm gonna put oil in there. And this is what we're gonna fry our Indian fry bread in. So I've got a cast iron skillet. You can use whatever skillet you want to. And I'm gonna bring that up to temperature. Now I don't wanna bring this up to a full 375. I wanna bring it up like 350. I don't wanna burn my fry bread when I'm cooking it. Okay, back over to the dough. Okay, what we're gonna wanna do with our little dough balls is we're gonna wanna roll those out. So you're gonna take yourself some flour, put it on your counter or wherever you wanna roll these out so they don't stick to it so bad. And then you're gonna take your little ball, throw it down in there, kind of roll it around a little bit. And then you're gonna wanna take and you wanna press it out. Try to make it into a circle pattern as best as you possibly can. And then flip it over. Now here's where we get this little thing out. Now when you're rolling this out, we wanna roll them out thin. We don't want them very thick. We want them nice and thin. And try if you can, try to stay round, but they are homemade, so that never really turns out quite that perfect. But that's what you're shooting for. And roll it out a little bit, and take and flip it over again. Roll it out a little bit more. Like I say, we don't want them very thick. We want them thin. This is a fry bread. And that's it. Now we're just waiting for our oil to get up to temperature. I'm gonna set this one over here. I'm gonna take a little bit of dough, throw it in my oil. Nope, not ready yet. And just keep rolling them out till they're all done. Okay, I got all those dough balls all rolled out. Now it's time to fry them up. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Come with me, let's go back down here. Okay, so what I have here in the back is I got my oil. My oil is cooking at about 365 degrees, somewhere in there. And I put a little tester piece in there to see if we were ready to start frying up our fry bread. And the answer to that is, So as you can see, we take our fry bread, we roll that out, and then we just lay it in the oil. Careful, because that stuff will burn you. And then we grab our fork. Don't forget our fork. Because when those little bubbles start popping up, poke them. Don't waste any time. Just get on them and just jab them. Now, we don't want to do these up so hard that they're, you take a bite of it and you break a tooth. We want to do these up so that way they're still a little pliable and at the same time with a little bit of crispiness to it. It doesn't take very long to do it. As you can see, they're just cooking up real nice right there. You just take and pop it down in there so that way it stays in the oil. I'm just gonna set down a towel for right now, but if you have paper towels, when you pull these out, you can just set them on a paper towel and let them drip dry. You can tell when it's ready to be flipped, because when you feel it, it'll have a little more solid feel to it, like right now. All right, let's flip it over and do the same thing. When it starts to boil up a bubble, just get it. Pop those bubbles. I don't know if you can hear them, they're like screaming. Making these Indian fry bread tacos, they made me think of the fair, like when you're walking down the food court aisle, all those smells, all those delicious smells that you smell. And I have been just hankering for having one of these. And it's been about a month and I've been just dying to have one, but I keep telling myself, no, just wait, do a recipe for everybody. So I'm doing what my traditional Indian fry bread recipe is here. Anyway, let's get back to work. You just want to pull them rascals out, let that oil drip off of there. Okay, as you can see, I got all that fry bread all cooked up. Now, out of all that fry bread, out of all that dough I had, I got 8 fry breads out of that. And once again, I'll leave the recipe down below. Guess what? Finally, I get to eat one. All right, let's put one of these bad boys together. Like I said, I'm going to use the refried beans that we made the other day. Oh, yeah. Remember these? Oh, if you already tried these, you know how doggone good they are. You can put how much you want on there, or you can put how little you want on there. And then that meat we made up, remember that meat? Meat and mushrooms, we're gonna spread that on there just a little bit. Don't take much, or you can put as much on there as you want, doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of onion and put some onion on there. And then I'll put a little bit of salsa on there, some lettuce. I'm using spinach, but you can use whatever lettuce you want to use for this. And then put some tomatoes on top. And of course, we're using our day cheddar style cheese. Gotta put some of this on there. Whoa, that looks so good. Oh, it's beautiful. Indian fried bread taco. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at that. That looks so good. Oh, I've been so waiting to have one of these. Oh my gosh, an Indian fried bread. Hey, let's give this baby a try. There's a lot of different ways to go ahead and eat this critter. One way is fold it over, other way is just take a bite. That is so good. That is, oh man, that is like, so with those refried beans, the flavors are just like pow. They're like out of this world. Absolutely great recipe. Believe me, you won't go wrong by making it. It is truly worth the time to actually do it. It doesn't take very long. It's super easy to make. So I just want to tell you all, thank you for hanging out with me today. Once again, it has been truly my pleasure. It's great to see you all again. Got a lot going on. Got a lot more coming. So until I see you all again, later.